Hello everyone, welcome to GametechUK and this video, which is a chat about the upcoming Alaskan Road Truckers coming to your console very soon. So let's get on with today's video. Now you will know as well as I do that we've had quite a few letdowns with regards to trucking games on console. We don't need to go through who they are or what the games are called. Both you and I know exactly who they are, but we're still looking for that next trucking game on console. So could Alaskan Road Truckers fill that void? Now, just recently, I was included in the closed playtest for American Road Truckers, and if you do follow the channel, you may have seen some or all of that live stream. But for those that haven't, or to those that just want a summary, I'm going to put together a brief video here, giving my thoughts and opinions on the upcoming title. So the concept of the game, it does seem like American Road Truckers are actually trying something different without using the excuse of maybe let's just tack on a story or a story element to the game and suddenly we've got something different. They're not trying to reinvent the wheel. It is at its very heart a driving game, and that's what we want, isn't it? On console, we want just a driving game. We don't necessarily want some crazy story to go alongside it. We just want to drive, and it really does seem like this is the game for driving. There is a survival aspect to the game as well, both for you as a player and your truck. You've got to look after your truck. Basic mechanics, you're not a full on-site mechanic, but things like coolant, oil and stuff like that, you do need to look after and replace and refill. The survival aspect of you as a person, I'm still not totally sold on that. You've got a cupboard in the back of the truck and you've got a fridge for storing fresh meat. You can go back to your base and you can cook food. I'm still not sure about that aspect. I don't know if that attracts me too much, but it is there and it is a genuine game mechanic. Unlike some other trucking games, you're not going to be forever in the menu just looking for jobs and navigating menus to accept and drop off. You are actually going to drive to these locations, get out of your truck and go and speak to the NPC mission giver and actually see them visually and go and get your mission that way. I really like that level of immersion that's included in the game. That brings me on to probably my favourite feature of the game, which is the fact that you can get out of your truck. You're not just glued to the driver's seat, and you do need to get out. You need to put the stabiliser legs up and down, connect the trailer, connect the wires from the actual truck to the trailer. Nice immersive things to do, and you can go exploring, you can go into shops. So that is probably one of the features that I'm most pleased about. So what's it like to play? Am I going to play American Road Truckers for any sort of extended period of time? Well, when I was playing the playtest, and I have played other demos of it as well, and of course I played at Gamescom, I always enjoy my time playing. It feels like a traditional trucking game, but with those extras in between that I've already spoken about. So when I was playing the playtest and streaming it, I also said, I haven't really got any major concerns here. I'm sort of enjoying it. I'm picking up the trailers. I'm dropping the trailers off. I think the game itself, the concept of the game and what they've got included is absolutely fine. So it can't all be positive. There's got to be a few concerns, and of course there is. The first is graphics. Now, this game is very hit and miss with graphics. It's built in the Unreal Engine, and at times it looks absolutely beautiful, and at other times it looks less than beautiful. On the playtest, I'm playing in 4K Ultra, so it should just look crisp and beautiful, but there's a lack of crispness. It's almost like they've deliberately lowered the quality of the textures to be able to fit in the level of detail, and the level of detail is fantastic. You're driving along, and in some of the locations there's just extras everywhere. There's little bits of detail when you're driving along and you look into the forest. There's not just one or two layers of trees. You can see inside the forest. So maybe they've had to do that to include that level of detail, and that worries me about how that's going to translate and be ported over to console. So my main concern is how it's going to look and perform once it comes over to console. The trucks in the game aren't licensed, which for me personally isn't a huge thing, but the one that I was trying in the playtest did come across as a bit sort of lower quality and a bit blocky and a bit bland almost. I know it's like a Peterbilt sort of copy of a truck, so they're big and bulky and square anyway, but even if we move to the interior, it was very angular, very old-fashioned looking, so maybe some work on the interior still needs to be done. Maybe that is being done, but yes, the trucks weren't as high quality as I first expected. This leads me on to my biggest concern for all versions of the game, be it PC or console, and that's the size of the map. When I first started playing the playtest, I thought, oh lovely, this is just one section of the map, but it isn't. This is the complete map, and you can see as we go north, there's only one way in and one way out, so you're going to be forever going over this road time and time again. Unless I'm missing something, maybe as we drive these areas we will discover new roads, but I don't think so. I think this is the full map with the full roads on display in white here in the map. Now I suppose we have to understand that this is an indie developed game. It's a small team, they've put a lot of detail in, they've given us exactly what we want, especially on console, just a trucking game where we can drive. But I think ultimately the complaint will be here that there isn't enough roads to drive on. One thing we haven't seen much of in terms of trailers or gameplay is snow. I want to know how these trucks react to the snow and how you're going to get stuck, how you're going to get your way out of that. Also on the most recent PlayStation trailer, it showed the truck driving along but with no tyre treads left in the snow. So I'm really looking forward to seeing snow in action, and I wish that they would show just a little bit more of that before release. I also think they've made the right decision in going current gen only, so it's going to be available on PC, Xbox Series S and X and PlayStation 5. So we're going to utilise the highest power that we've got to be able to get this game in our hands in the best condition possible. There's also no release date for console, so PC is coming out on the 18th of October and there's no firm release. I'm guessing, hoping that it will be before the end of the year. But it really goes down to that port. Who's doing the port? Are they doing the port in-house? Are they outsourcing it? There's a lot of questions here for how it's going to behave on console. Is there going to be wheel support? I pretty much think there will be. Of course, it's a trucking game. Who wouldn't have wheel support on a trucking game? But there's a lot of variables here, and I think a lot of the variables pertain to how it will get transported over to console, how it will play, and what the future of the map size is. But that's enough of my rambling. Head now into the comment section below. I do love having a chat after a video's been made and hearing people's opinions. So let me know what you're thinking of the game so far. Tell me what your concerns are. And are you getting it on PC or are you going to wait until the console release? That is it, everyone. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.